What is up, guys, girls, and dank memers? The Squire here, coming at you with these patch 5.12 notes. I'm going to kind of go over these kind of freeform, just talk about them, give you my thoughts on them, what it's going to mean for solo queue, for competitive play, things like that. I'm going to be trying fast about it. Sometimes I can drag on, but stick with me. Alright, so first of all, we got Runeglaive. That's the big deal right now, is Runeglaive is replacing Magus. A lot of arguments about that. That's one of the big things in this patch. And we got VFX updates, skill shots, lots of cool stuff. So VFX, Brand, Ult, and W, Corky, Q, Ult, and I believe Valkyrie, and Galio, like everything, along with his legendary skin, Gatekeeper, and Nautilus. All of these look freaking fantastic. Like, my god, I like all the changes a lot. I think the Gatekeeper Galio is the only sketchy one, but Nautilus looks fucking fantastic now. Skill shots are going to be a lot better now. Hopefully, we'll see. This might cause Flash to not work. God knows what's going to happen. But mostly, like things like the video with Gosu where the Ash arrow literally like flies right through someone or something like that. That should be fixed. Syndra bugs should be fixed. There's been a lot of stuff. They've been testing it. Hopefully, this will all work. We'll have to see. Recall changes. Okay, that's awesome. So, like, your shop will close if you're recalling with the shop and you take damage. Or, with the shop open, you take damage. That's fantastic. Okay, normalized damage, because sometimes you take damage when and it should stop your recall, but it doesn't, and you go back. Either way, that should help. Okay, this is a bit of a nerf, but it's really not that hard to get to 5 stacks. It's just going to make it a little harder. In my opinion, it was never really that hard to get to 5 stacks. I mean, it's like W ult and a couple autos, but I mean, it is a nerf. I think Ashe is still good in some aspects. It's just really hard because she's immobile, and that's why a lot of competitive teams don't play her. I know Sneaky hates the fact that she's immobile, as made true by the Zac re-ganks at level 2 and just completely shut them down from Dignitas. But I know, like, Double If still plays her. I think she's decent and brings something different to the team. It just kind of depends on teams and how they want to play her. I think Kalista and Sivir are still better than her, though. Some Braum buffs. This will make his laning better. He has 10 more damage, basically at all points in his Q, and the mana cost is better. So this will allow him a bit more harass in lane, which is good. Braum is still suffers from the part in solo queue where he doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Yes, you can do a lot for your team, you provide a lot of utility, but at the end of the day, there's other champions with more reliable peel, better peel, less tanky though. So it kind of depends. He's got this good mix of peel and tank, but I think this will help his laning, but I don't know if it'll bring him to be like a top support again. Right now, engaged supports are really the thing. Some Echo nerfs. Hopefully someone will be able to finally play this champion, seeing as he's banned every fucking game. Mana growth is higher. Attack speed is lower. Attack speed growth is higher. So late game he'll have higher attack speed. Probably. I'd have to run the numbers. Mana growth is just better. But now his damage is lower on his passive, which is the big nerf that I think he did need. Ratio initial hits a bit lower. It was already low to begin with, and then his ult now has mana and a lower radius. So I think these nerfs will make him actually playable and not permabanned. Thank God, because he's really fun to play, and I think he does bring a lot to the team. But I think he's still really strong. He has insane utility. His ult's fantastic. His W brings so much utility to the field. He's mobile as fuck with a dasher and a blink on one ability, and he has slows for fucking days. Still really strong. Will be played competitively and in solo queue. Maybe not permaban now though, so that's good. Some Elise. This might look like a nerf. It's really not. They changed it basically to her ult, and it scales better now, so she's gonna heal more. And she does. Wait, what is it? Increases bonus damage and healing. Oh yeah, and then she gets bonuses from her E. Which makes sense. Her E kind of was just this. Her repel was a really nice ability, but it didn't offer so much other than like dodging skills or getting to someone. So now hopefully it'll also bring in some damage when you repel to someone. The issue is Elisa's still, like, she's good early game, but she just falls off really hard. So in solo queue, yeah, she's decent, but there's just other junglers that do her job better. Some major Galio buffs, which is, or maybe it's not buffs. I'm sorry, I apologize. I think I got ahead of myself on that. It's not, oh yeah, no, it is buffs. I'm stupid. Anyway, maximum damage increase on his ult if you get a lot of hits on you while you're in your ult because you're taunting them. Damage increase is a lot higher per hit, but the maximum damage, or the minimum damage was lower just a tiny bit. It's insane trade-off. His ult is already one of the best ults in the game, in my opinion. A flash ult on everyone could seriously fuck a team up. He's really strong right now. He has one of the highest win rates top lane because he's used as a counter pick. I assume to Rumble. He's just really good against magic dealers. So in this meta, if you have like an Azir or a Cassiopeia mid and a Rumble top and a Gragas jungle, hell, even if they pick a Corki 80 carry too, which would be insane, but like all that magic damage, he just shits on him because he can get more damage by building magic resist. He's kind of like Rammus on the opposite end of the spectrum. I think he's actually really fun to play and really strong right now, so this will be interesting, and I am excited to see if Galio's played more and more. I know he's been picked a couple times in, I saw him picked in LPL one game, and I think he's been played in Korea. Not sure yet, but definitely insanely strong, fun to play, in my opinion. Definitely, this will bring, I mean, he can, look at this maximum damage change. Gets about 100 extra points of damage with a higher AP ratio. That's fucking awesome. Health regen, so some Gragas nerfs finally. Lower health regen, lower health gross stat. Just regen though. So, not major nerfs in the fact that his passive does give him healing. Slow duration is lowered and it now increases up to 150%. So that's cool. So this actually gives you rewards for letting the cask sit and get more damage, because now it also goes more slow too. And that's fantastic because before people just kind of throw the barrel for the slow and jump at you, so now you have to actually think about it. Sorry. Overall, I think these nerfs will hurt him a little bit, but he's really used for his CC and his early game pressure. So, I mean, his belly flop has not been touched, his ult has not been touched, and his W damage reduction has not been touched. So he'll still be strong, but I think it'll make him quote-unquote more manageable. And the Q nerf is good. Alright, so this actually helps. This is nice. A really nice Jarvan buff. He kind of got nerfed into the ground before, sort of. He was still good. I mean, look at Gams, who plays him full AD in an LCS game with a team comp built around him and carries the shit out of it. But now, so, yeah, he just, this is just nice. Late game, his E didn't really provide a whole lot as you leveled it up. No one would really level it up if I remember correctly. It was just Q and then W. So now you still level it up obviously, but now it'll actually have some benefit. You can flag and drag more often, late game team fights, which is nice. Because he is more early mid game focused, so that'll help his late game a little bit. I hate this champion. Not really. I don't hate this champion. But I don't know why they're... I guess I know why they're buffing him. He is weak right now, but the issue to me is that he gets tankiness for building damage, and I thought that was something Riot was against, but I apologize, maybe not. Especially with Tom now gets damage for the amount of health he has, but that's besides the point. This is a great buff to Jax. He gets 10 extra magic and armor at rank 1, but then at rank 3 he gets 20 extra. He will be a late game monster like always if you can get him there, and this might help him get there a little bit better. Might see him in competitive play. He's played every once in a while. There's some some players that really like to play him in a split push kind of comp, so that'll be interesting. Awesome buff to change, oh my god, awesome buff to Lux's W. Instant cast shield. Before there was like a little block, but now you should actually be able to save yourself with your W. Slow zone radius on her E is increased, and can be recast in flight to detonate on arrival. That's just a little quality of life change. So yeah, basically this is awesome. I think it'll help Lux. I think she's actually moderately strong right now. Her ult gets to a ridiculously low cooldown the later the game goes on and does an assload of damage. She is immobile, which is her biggest thing, and her E doesn't do as much damage as other wave clear champions. So it's kind of a trade-off. Some people really like playing her, so she might see competitive play just because people do want to play her. But overall, I think she's going to need a little bit more before she's super popular competitively. Still a great solo queue champion. Awesome Malphite buff. They're actually rewarding him for building tanky like he should. He's kind of like Rammus in the fact that if you see an all AD team, you pick Malphite and you're in heaven because you can build a shit ton of armor and get more damage. His W has a bigger radius on his W. Oh my god. His W has the biggest radius on his W. His W has a bigger radius when activated and does sort of less damage but really more because you're going to be building armor. So the later the game goes on. Rise, finally, he might not be permabanned and people will stop playing him. I doubt it, but so his duration is nerfed a shit ton. His stack duration is lowered, and the cooldown floor was removed. So that's nice, but so basically he is like I like to compare him to Gnar. So he's like got this mini Gnar form where he's not charged up, but then he has this mega Gnar form. Or his mega rise, you know, when he activates his passive, he goes up to you and he will fuck you up. You cannot fight him. People try and fight him and they complain about him being overpowered. The thing is, it's like Gnar. You're not going to run up to Gnar at like level 6 when he's got a full rage bar and try and fight him. If you do, you deserve to die, really. That's partly it is overblown. The perma root was retarded and they fixed that here. And the damage was lowered as well. So now people will be maxing Q or E, I believe, again. Increases the duration of Arcane Mastery suit. Okay, there you go. So people will be maxing Q for sure. This increases his passive duration, which is huge because it's 3.5 seconds shorter. So people will be maxing Q. Base damage is up later in the game. Good, because it kind of felt weak when you were maxing it. And the mana cost is standardized. I wouldn't say lowered. It's higher early game, lower late game, or later ranks. Okay. Yeah, this is great for Rise. It'll make him not perma snary, but it will make him strong. I think he will be played more. Sadly, I hate range top laners, but I definitely think he's great. He's a good late game carry. He does insane amounts of damage, and his spell machine gunning is actually pretty fun. Trundle ult, oh god, Trundle is already really good against tanks. I don't know why people didn't play him more, but this guy just fucking shreds through tanks and steals all their health and resistances. It's fantastic. If you're going against, I think he's really good against Maokai top, or just against tank junglers like Sejuani. He just fucking, oh, he's perfect against Sion because his pillar fucks up his ult. But anyway, now his ult has 7% more health drain at max rank, so he steals 35% of a tank's health. That could be easily 1,000 health, which is awesome. So I think he's going to be great. People are slowly starting to pick him up, I think, but I'm not sure. I mean, in Korea and LPL, they occasionally pick him against these tank top laners, but it's hard. Not a lot of people play him. This will maybe make people open their eyes. This helps Tryndamere, sadly. God, I hate split pushers, but this does help him. It's not crazy, it's not buffing his damage or anything, but it makes his attack frame better because his crit strike was like slow-ish. It felt sluggish. It just is a nice quality of life change to help him out. And as this challenger Tryndamere player said, just pick Nasus. It fucks him up. He bans him every game as a Tryndamere only player. So if you do hate Tryndamere and split pushers like I do, you can always just pick Nasus. It's just a bug fix for Xylene, nothing too crazy. Anivia finally has a new splash art. Jesus Christ, it hasn't been changed in ever, literally, since she's been released. This is brand new. Awesome. Only champions left are Rammus and Warwick, if I remember correctly. Only champions with their original splash arts left. Hopefully those will be, I bet they'll change those in the next, in this next PB cycle. Now Runeglaive, let's talk about this. And so this has caused a lot of debate, especially on Reddit. Overall, I think this is good. People are complaining, especially Fiddlesticks. I won't necessarily get into this, but yeah, well, it is what they're saying. Fiddlesticks doesn't even need a jungle item. People don't, I think, realize that. He can build machete, start machete, some pots, not even that, really. You could even start boots or cloth armor and some pots, and you just drain, and it's awesome. But what people, I think, really should do is you skip the jungle item. This is what used to happen in Season 4, and for as long as I can remember, I was always told, skip the jungle item, build Zhonya's. Zhonya's is so fucking good on Fiddlesticks. He doesn't necessarily need Magus. Yeah, the 20% CDR is nice, the AP is nice, but Fiddle's power spike is getting Zhonya's. You jump in a team fight, you Zhonya's, they can't even hurt you. Otherwise, you die instantly. You need Zhonya's. That's basically the matter of fact. So, by rushing Zhonya's, you get better stats out of it, I think. And, in my opinion, helps him not die instantly, helps him do an assload of damage with his ult. And the jungle item was never really a thing. You could upgrade your smite, I guess, if you really needed to, but he didn't even really need to. Overall, I think this is a good buff because Diana wanted to, like, it was hard for Diana. She wanted kind of the issue with a lot of these AP junglers is that you need mana. By not having an item that gives you mana, aka Magus, you don't get sustain. You have to have your blue buff. And the thing is, mid laners usually need that blue buff. Yeah, I mean, you're the jungler, it's your choice, technically, if you do want to give blue buff. But it helps your team better overall if your mid laner has the blue buff and you have mana. That's just a matter of fact. Your mid laner has more gold than you, they're going to be carrying harder 90% of the time. They probably need that blue buff. So what you want to do, by having this, the auto attacks that you do give you mana back and do area effect. So it helps your clears. And it gives you more mana back. That's like a AP jungler's dream. You're like, I have mana to do stuff. Diana would always run out. Echo would always run out if you went for these types of builds. Who else? I'm trying to think. Freaking Evelyn wants to spam her abilities as much as possible. Sheen makes her fucking wet. So, like, this is awesome. And it does suck not having 20% CDR. You still get 10. And you do have 40 less. But you have this awesome effect where you do area of effect and restore your fucking mana. That's awesome. That's what Magus never did. It never gave mana. So overall, I think this is good. People still want to bitch about something because everyone wants to bitch about something. But overall, I think it's a good idea. And I think it'll work out. Let's just see. Let's just see. You know? Let's just give it time. Now for Cinderhulk, thank God it no longer turns on when you aren't in combat. Because you wanted to take a tower and you were just hitting with... I guess actually, I don't know. That might count. Anyway, it was just stupid. You wanted to walk by something and maybe stop your Mobies or something really stupid. Anyway. Defensive masteries. Some awesome changes. Runic Blessing was removed. Woo! Now you get a damage reduction that's pretty good instead of Runic Blessing. Tenacity is lower, but it's easier to get to, which is awesome. Final tier is you get a shit ton of armor and magic resist for nearby enemy champions. Overall, great boost to tanks, and I think it does actually help. It helps. Some of these earlier ones do help, like people that want to go 2190. So I think that does help. Nothing too crazy, but I do think it actually helps tanks out, which is good because I think what they're gonna end up doing is really nerfing Cinderhulk, so tanks aren't as big because everyone wants Cinderhulk gone. But this will actually make tanks still maybe somewhat viable. I don't. That's just speculation. We don't know anything. These are just nice changes to the tree, so you don't see that idiot with Runic Blessing, so you know that they're a fucking scrub, and you're like, why do you have that ability? Turrets, no longer slow, but they reduce damage. So, oh wait. What? Huh. So the turrets don't even debuff you at all, they just laser you. That's interesting. I think this is to help split pushing, and then this is just because the slow is partly obnoxious. Obnoxious. Okay, that'll be cool. I'm interested to see that. Split pushing will be more of a thing, maybe in competitive. People still like to do team fights, but this allows split pushing to be maybe a little better. Because it was really hard to split push and inhib turret before. Lots of bug fixes. We're going to get pool potty minions up in this bitch. And most importantly, you got all these awesome pool party skins and some chroma packs. You got Master Yi one's fantastic, Rocket Girl one's alright, the Morgana ones look great, Darius ones are alright, Caitlyn's are alright, Zac ones are sweet, literally, literally, but they do kind of look the same. I don't know if you care. I think you can, just looking at this, there's like, the texture of them is different. This one like kind of is glowy, and this one's more of a matte, in my opinion. Bubblegum one looks awesome. Look at that butt. And then also he's getting Pool Party Zac, which is one of the best skins I've seen in a while, in my opinion. The little duckies in his W or his blobs are awesome. Sadly, I don't think we're getting Pool Party Mundo. Pool Party Draven's awesome. Lulu's cool. Rek'Sai is badass. Does a foghorn when he ult. What more could you ask for? Anyway. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, all that shit if you really do care. It just helps me gain some followers and maybe get my stuff out in the future. Comment below. Let me know if I droned on for too long. I think I did a good little in-between. I know I kind of ramble in these, which is how I like to do it. I like to just talk and say what comes to my mind. I'm sorry if it doesn't seem maybe as professional or something. It's just something I really do, and I just like talking and making sure you guys hear my true opinions and just what comes to my head. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Check out my other videos like Rip Solo Queue, where I analyze these fucking weird ass picks that competitive players love to do out of nowhere sometimes. And overall, just come back if you enjoyed it, show your friends. Most importantly, I just enjoy what I do, and I hope you guys enjoy it too. See you around.